want to introduce you guys to the first episode of Josh and Murray Save the World. We're going to be here most Wednesdays starting around 2 o'clock. We're starting a bit late today because we did some grocery shopping.
And I screwed it up.
Wow. Theirs makes it difficult by having things in weird places.
Yep.
And not having the things in the flyer.
Yep.
As it is in the store. So,
although in fairness to them, I might have missed it.
No, this isn't about being fair, Murray.
Oh, okay. In unfairness, they're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. I'm sure Murray will tell him a bit. Tell you a bit about yourself. And then we'll go into saving the world. We're going to do that every week, Wednesday around 2 o'clock. Plus, if you don't catch it live, you can get the whole thing on the YouTubes. So my name is Josh, even though I don't look it. I'm 39 years old. I'm a big Blue Jay fan. I live in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. As you can see, I have a disability. I have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a muscle weakening disease that gets worse and worse over time till I die. My muscles are so weak. I can't even breathe on my own, so I got this machine. But I do live on my own, which is awesome. And I've accomplished quite a bit in my life, which is awesome. And I've lived twice as long as the doctors originally said I would. Actually, they said, like I was milk, that I would expire by the time I was 20. So it's time to throw out the milk. It's getting chunky. That's a bit about me. You'll learn a lot more. Let's give Murray a minute to say.
Sure. Hey, I'm Murray, and I have a disability, but you can't see it. But if you listen long enough, you'll understand. It's called old age and memory loss. What were you doing? I can't remember.
We're just telling them about us.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Case in point, there you go. But, I'm 73, and I've been a friend of Josh's for 5 or 6 years. Visit him once a week. We watch a lot of football. He tries to get me to watch baseball, which we're going to do this Sunday. But the only reason I'm really coming is because he's making deep dish pizza, which is phenomenal. This guy can cook, and I can eat. So
it's true. He's got an appetite.
Yeah.
Bigger appetite than I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep thinking I can't eat it all, and then I do, and I think, meh. So, yeah. What else you want? What else you think?
That's it.
Okay. That's probably enough.
I mean, people will get to know us, right?
Sure.
Yep. If they still want to.
Yeah. I have no idea why you'd want to, but go ahead. So,
there's lots of weird stuff on the internet, and every now and then people will like weird stuff.
Yeah, we can't be any weirder than, is it Pat McAfee, that guy that does sports? Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
He's weird, but I love him.
Why would anybody listen to him?
He's fun and entertaining.
Well, he only has 26 million followers, so he can't be that popular on the internet, right?
I'd love to have that many followers.
Do we have any yet?
No, not really.
Yeah. So he's better than us, but he's still a bore. So.
I think he's great, but
I wish he'd sit down. He always stands up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I can't stand up for very long. That's why I'm sitting. So I'm envious of anybody that can stand for 3 hours and talk about nothing. But,
I don't stand very well at all. I tip.
You sit pretty well.
Yeah.
You sit really well.
Sitter of champions.
Yep.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
save the world. You remember that video you shared with me about how the world is getting better?
Oh yeah, right.
Let's watch that together. We could stop it when we're watching it
Yeah,
and put in our 2 cents. Should we do that?
yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Are we still on?
Yeah, so we're still streaming.
Okay, so
And they're
I
just-
can't see it, so I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's because I got another window open.
Yeah, I'm a pretty old guy. I don't trust the internet at all, and I only mildly trust Josh. So, but,
That's because I'm still under 40.
yeah, there it is. Stefan Sagmeister, beautiful beautiful numbers.
So I'm going to, we can share our audio and video.
Sounds good.
So we just got to pick the right tab. Okay, and that's us over here.
Yep.
And they can see most of,
Yeah, they get the major portion of the screen, which is
Exactly.
probably better, I think.
yeah, because there's some worthwhile
There's some good stuff here.
things to watch.
Yeah.
And guys, if you want to, you get here and it's live, shout us out in the chat.
Great. We're talking to ourselves like normal.
Yeah.
If you observe any human development over the long term, say from a perspective of 200 years, things have gotten much, much better. If I look at my great-great-grandparents, Jacob and Johanna, 6 of their children died. And this was completely normal all over the world.
Okay, Mary, you're not 200 years old,
Nope.
but even 70 or
Whatever.
years ago, how common was infant death?
Okay, so I come from a family of 9 kids, and we have 8 left. My
Right.
one brother died when he was 36, so we didn't lose anybody in infancy.
Right.
And by the way, today would have been his 77th birthday. He was my older brother,
What's his name?
David.
David.
Same
I
as
also
you.
have a brother named David who's also passed away, but happy birthday, David. So that wasn't even right 200 years ago, and it wasn't infant death.
No, we've had no.
But
infant
did you
deaths.
know much infant death
No, I've
back
had,
then?
I've been not aware of many infant deaths at all. A few,
Yeah,
but always at a distance. I mean, we have like
right.
50, 60, 70 nephews, grandchildren, great grandchildren in our family, and as of now, none of them have passed away as children.
Yeah,
which
my
is wonderful.
it's happened in my family. A step sibling had their infant pass away 3 or 4 days after birth.
Nope, there's
Really
no
rough.
greater pain.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
But that's wonderful that it's so rare.
Yeah.
But it makes it that much more
But-
tough when it does
but
it.
the rest of the world experiences a bit higher infant mortality rate than we do, right?
Yeah. So I wonder what area he's talking about, or
Yeah,
if it is worldwide. But that
well, probably
it's
is
true.
worldwide.
Worldwide, like
Yeah.
things are much better. All right, let's keep watching.
Sure.
Only 6 out of every 10 kids reached adulthood. The next generation of Sagmeisters, my great-grandparents, didn't do all that much better. 5 of their kids died. They were antique dealers by trade and everything that didn't sell is still stored in our attic in my hometown in Austria. And I'm taking some of these paintings and making them into new visuals. Let's check out global warming. Who put how much CO2 into the atmosphere over the past 200 years? That tiny yellow dot, that's China. The blue rectangle, that's the US. And that big red shape, yes, that's Europe, industrial revolution and all. My grandmother Josephine was really the first woman in my family who was allowed to vote. And she had to wait until she was 42 years old, as female voting rights only came into Austria in 1919. That large purple circle, yes, that represents the situation that we have today when women are voting in 195 of 196 existing countries.
What country isn't letting
Yeah.
women vote? Because, like, at top of the head, like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, something like that. But
Yeah, I have no idea.
which one country? You don't
but
know.
they're sure an outlier at 1 of 196.
And then, how many really can they vote in, though? Like, maybe you can vote in the UAE, but you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Takes a while to take advantage.
Oh, restarted.
Put how much CO2 China, the blue rec, was allowed to vote. And she had to wait until she was 42 years old, as female voting rights only came into Austria in 1919. That large purple circle, yes, that represents the situation that we have today when women are voting in 195 of 196 existing countries. And I'm working on another visual strategy to make a similar point. These have been hand embroidered by masters in Suzhou, and over the past 200 years, absolute poverty has gone from about 90% down to 25%. And it has been reduced even further over the past 2 decades.
I think we used to have nearly 30,000 deaths a day due to hunger and hunger-related diseases or hunger-related issues. I think it's like a fraction of that number now. Like 2,000 or 3,000 a day.
I actually wonder
Worldwide.
about that stat. He says absolute poverty.
Yeah,
What is that as opposed to poverty?
right.
I think there's still, I think absolute poverty is probably those who are on the verge of dying from poverty. And
Yeah.
poverty is still a very large number and a demographic that almost none of us would want to belong to. So there's probably still a lot of that. out
For
there,
sure.
Even in North America.
Yeah, there's lots of people who are poor
Yeah.
in North America who can't get housing or health care.
Yeah.
But there's nobody in North America, I don't think, starving to death.
No, but we have a lot of programs that keep people from starving to death possible.
Yeah, right.
Like in our own town, we have the food bank and
Yeah,
a lot of other places that serve meals and things like that. So, yeah, still a problem.
still.
I'd like to know what absolute poverty is.
Yeah.
I mean, in some of my travels, I've seen people who are poor, and yet, when I look at their life, they seem quite content and very happy, and they're enjoying
Right.
their life despite the fact they're poor. And then a couple of times I've seen areas where I think that's on the verge of what might be called absolute poverty, and that is a little overwhelming to me that people
Yeah.
live like that.
that they have to live like that.
Yeah. That's terrible.
They're not living, they're not thriving, they're
Yeah.
surviving,
It's almost
holding
like
on.
waiting to
Yeah.
die.
Have a sip of that water.
Sure.
Would you like a drink by chance?
Nope, I'm fine, thanks.
This is riveting stuff, folks.
The UN actually now predicts that we will likely see the end of extreme poverty in our lifetime.
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure about my lifetime, but
Well,
maybe yours,
Well,
because you're planning on living to into your
Well,
60s, right?
I'd love to, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Like there's still people gonna be some people that just aren't reachable. And not that they aren't reachable, aren't reached. I just think I don't know, I want to be optimistic, but I think there's still gonna be
I'm not sure the total eradication of extreme poverty will ever happen.
well look at North Korea. That's a country.
Yeah,
That's a country of extreme poverty.
it's
And their leadership has to choose to
Yeah.
change, because if they chose to change, the people wouldn't be in extreme
Yeah.
poverty, right?
they have enough money to take care of the upper echelon of their class system.
Yeah.
But the lower parts are horrible. I listened to a really interesting podcast where Jordan Peterson interviewed a really delightful woman from North Korea who's escaped through China and has come to North America. And it is what she said was totally mind-boggling. For example, if you look at a map of the world at night, North Korea is dark because there's no electricity in the north. And she said that the amount of people the reason they can't take on the government is because they're worrying about where their next meal is coming from.
They're malnourished.
Yeah, they're totally malnourished, and that
They're not strong enough to pick up a rifle.
but that's intentional. That country should be ashamed of themselves for treating their people that way.
Yeah.
And of course, so much remains to be done, I know. But I also feel that we have a better chance to improve things from a platform that acknowledges past successes rather than from this state of doom created by cable TV news and Twitter.
So do you think there is more doom and gloom? I think I've asked you this before. Is there more doom and gloom, or is it just shown more?
Yeah,
Because it's on Twitter, it's on
because it's
the
so,
nightly news, because it sells.
yeah. I really don't know the answer to that, but I do get tired of the be afraid mentality from a lot of news outlets. It's almost like, this could be a Category 5 hurricane, but it turns out to be a 1, but 5 sells better. So they talk about 5 for a long time until it actually shows up as a 1. And a 1's horrible too, but I mean, reality should involve some truth. And I think unfortunately, it's not just the news that's a problem. It's that we're attracted by the negative and the fearful as well. And they know that, so that's what they sell to us. So in a sense, we're probably our own worst enemies when it comes to doom and gloom. But I'm hoping this video is right. I'm really hoping things are getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect they are. But
Well, just an example of myself. If I was born in 1962 instead of 1982, I wouldn't have lived till 39.
Yeah. And I would have been dead in my 50s because they couldn't have handled systemic infection that I had that
Right,
felt
with your
in my
hips.
hips. And I'm still alive and still riding my bike.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and having diabetes 50 years ago, I'd be dead by now probably. So
Yeah.
it's definitely, that stuff is definitely getting better, and I'm a great fan of the medical world. I think they've certainly done a lot to keep me alive.
Me too. Not just alive, but
Thriving,
well enough to enjoy life.
flourishing.
Okay, don't do that.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Good. I'll trust you.
Most of us agree that life is better than death. Having food beats being hungry. Knowledge is better than ignorance. We rather live in a democracy than in a dictatorship. We prefer health over sickness and peace over war. And all of these things can be measured. And all of these things have been measured over the past 200 years. And all of them have improved. This headline could have run truthfully every single day for the past 25 years.
Not a lot of numbers in that beautiful numbers, but
I think he has a point, and I think we do stop being thankful because there's so much bad news out there. It would be nice if a good news station could actually thrive, but you know, I don't think it will. I don't think we'd let it, which is unfortunate.
yeah. Yeah, I think a news station that, was 100% truth 100% of the time, it didn't worry too much about sensationalizing things. Probably not going to get the ratings to stay in business. Right?
Say that again.
Like a news station that only told the truth, didn't sensationalize. How long would they stay
Yeah.
in business for?
Yep. Another medical miracle is I can hear Josh because I have hearing aids, but not all the time. So,
It's true.
yeah.
And sometimes I don't speak loud enough.
Yeah. And sometimes I turn down my hearing aids so I don't have to listen to him. So,
What?
but he doesn't know when I do that. So he keeps
My
having
brother
me-
David used to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So my brother,
Smart kid.
yeah, he passed away when he was 29.
Wow.
He had hearing aids as well, and he would turn them off to ignore me.
Yeah. Yep. And a couple of things from that video. He promoted democracy, and I certainly don't want to live in any other system than a democracy.
Right.
But I think we've had a bit of problems around a non-compassionate capitalism being attached to it. Like, I think capitalism is probably a good thing, but it needs a compassionate side. And as long as it's tied to the market and making money for those that invest, and that's their sole goal, then it becomes a non-compassionate capitalism, which I think is a problem. Even though I support capitalism, I think it needs some modification. Instead of judging a company based on, hey, how much did you make the rich guy?
Right.
You might judge it on
How
much
much?
do they pay attention to the raw materials they're using and the waste
Yeah.
they're making, and how are they treating their employees?
How they treating their employees?
Yeah, like
How many employees are you creating?
and how
Better work for, but
and they want to
better
work for
paying
you.
jobs, want to work for you. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to work for you. I think we think that only making money is what keeps things moving. I actually think a bit of compassion added to capitalism would make it even more desirable to more people and more beneficial to the broader community. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that you might want to comment on. Well, that was a lot to cover in 25 minutes, or not.
Who knows?
Yeah.
The I do appreciate the video though. Like, it's good to have the reminder that things are getting better. I think we also talked about like how crime has gone way down in the last 30, 40 years. So lots of things
Yeah.
are getting better.
So in a sense, our way of saving the world today is by reminding ourselves that we really do have it pretty good,
Pretty good.
and we need to focus sometimes on that. I mean, it's not to ignore the problems because they are substantial, but the good that's being done is pretty staggering.
Yeah, he mentioned that. It's okay to look back, but we got to look back and see what we've done well, continue to do that, and then learn from our mistakes. I mean, it's pretty on topic right now because of Canada Day just passed and American Independence Day. You know, a lot of people don't want to celebrate because there's a lot of people that were hurt and destroyed by during the building of these countries, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's legitimate that we need to look back and not just celebrate. I don't think we should cancel the celebration. I think we should still celebrate, but we should remember where we got it wrong.
Yeah.
Honor the people that died, and then work forward in the future to make sure that doesn't happen, and that Canada and the US, another great country, moves in the right direction.
They're canceling the good stuff that
Yeah.
we have in the present, or the good stuff that we've accomplished, because the bad stuff we've done just doesn't make sense to me. But I think Josh kind of preached a pretty pithy sermon right there about acknowledging that.
I thought about becoming a preacher once.
You which?
I thought about becoming a preacher once.
Oh dear. Look out, that congregation. Whoa. Yeah. So I'm not for canceling Canada Day or the celebrations, but I'm also not for ignoring the devastating way we've treated, especially the indigenous population. And I mean, if you look further, the slavery that we're involved in, we have things to be ashamed of.
We have a long history.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Japanese internment.
Yeah.
People with disabilities. It's only in the last 30, 40 years that most people with disabilities get to live in their own home, not in some sort of long-term care facility. Like even 30, 40 years ago, people with Down syndrome, which doesn't really, or should it really affect your life expectancy, but people with Down syndrome were quite often dying in their 30s and 40s, mostly just due to neglect.
Yeah.
And we're seeing now, when we invest in these people with Down syndrome, many of them are, well, all of them can lead good lives, but many can leave, quote unquote, productive lives as well, right? And that's not how we should be measuring people, by how productive they are, but there's no reason why people with Downs can't live into their 70s.
We need to extend dignity to everyone.
Yeah.
You're human beings. We're human beings. Yeah. I mean, I look at the way you live, and I think you hire your own staff. You know, you direct your meals. You cook for me.
I do. And you
I-
should see him eat my stuff. He's like he hadn't eaten in a week.
Nah, you shouldn't see it. I'm embarrassed. I try to stay in shape, but being around Josh doesn't help me at all. Like his lasagna, his deep dish pizza. Honestly,
What about my cheesecake?
oh goodness, yeah, just add it straight to my hips. Yeah, and I'm not overweight. Like I'm in half decent shape, but Josh is working against me here. But you know what? I'm complicit.
Yeah, he never says stop.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, everything he's made has been spectacular. And then when I have to do something, I go out and buy a meal to share with him because he likes a Lancaster.
Yeah, but you buy it from the Lancaster Smokehouse.
Yeah, so
So that's okay.
Yeah. Their brisket is to kill for.
Oh, the brisket.
Oh my god, and their ribs. Oh goodness.
Everything is great there.
Yeah, I even like their tater tots. So,
Shout out to the Lank.
yeah, that Lancaster Smokehouse is one of the best places. Definitely in Kitchener-Waterloo, but maybe Ontario. I think it's a well-kept secret. And anybody,
Yeah.
if you're visiting Kitchener-Waterloo, make a point of trying the Lancaster's Smokehouse. You will not be disappointed, and you will not be able to finish your
It's
meal.
on par with a good U.S. Southern barbecue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm saying yeah, but I've actually never tasted Southern barbecue. I've only been in Texas once. I guess I was in Alabama,
You didn't have any-
Mississippi, Louisiana for a drive-through to get the Panhandle, but yeah, I didn't try there. Yeah, I'm sure it's great, but seriously, come to KW. You've got to try the Lancaster Smokehouse. Look it up. No disappointment. We promise. And if what you can't finish, Josh and I will do for you. Just drop it off.
Hey, my buddy Conscience is here. Thanks for showing up, dude. Kid is going nuts. Well, 3-year-olds are like that.
Who is this guy?
Oh, a friend of mine.
Yeah, I like his eyebrows. Actually, I like his beard. I used to have a beard like that, but it just kept getting sparser and grayer. And yeah, now I'm down to a number 2. So, and now I'm down to a number 0. So, yeah, no work in the morning. You just get up and go.
I've been going down to a 1.
Yeah.
I keep it nice and
Yeah.
short in the summer. It's hot today.
And if you're interested, that's
Actually,
beautiful.
it's muggy today.
It's not bad.
I feel muggy today.
Yeah. And I just here's our commercial.
Oh,
We have to pay for this. So see that nice hat Josh is wearing? He's selling those,
no, I'm not.
aren't you? Oh, you're selling something very much like it.
Yeah, show.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. It's on the dresser where you left it,
Oh yeah, on the dresser room. Oh yeah, right.
right?
Okay. Let me show the other one.
No,
So-
because I'm only selling this one.
That's the hat.
Snap
Sure.
back, show the back so they know it's
All right. Just so you know what you're getting.
one size
Here's
fits
the back.
most adults. So leave a comment if you
So
want a Jay's hat. $20. I'll ship it to you in
they
Canada.
fit really well. This is Josh's size.
No, that doesn't even fit my hat. Show him my size. Take off my hat. Okay, now put that on me. Now put that on me. It won't even fit. So that's how big my cranium is.
So when I say Josh has a big head, I am not kidding. He has a big head.
It's enormous.
But he's selling these,
Yeah,
and
$20. I'll ship it to you in Canada. We'll figure out shipping.
I wouldn't want to be on my bike with this hat on. Well, of course, I'm wearing a helmet anyways, but that I would probably hit something.
Why?
Because I can't see.
Well,
Oh.
you tighten it so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not so loose.
Of course. Here we go.
Mariana's memory.
Oh,
It's a good. No, it's been
that's
too
a
tight.
Josh hat.
That's how they would wear it in the 80s.
All right.
Yeah, that looks good.
That is a good hat. Yeah.
Oh, that's sharp.
It still has.
Still got the
The
sticker on it.
hologram on it.
Yeah,
I think no, it's not a hologram, but it still has a sticker.
it's
on
like a
it. And
hologram.
They're really nice hats. So if you're interested, Josh will tell you how to get a hold of himself.
Yeah,
He
just
knows-
put a comment below and I'll get.
And I'm not selling these. This is a hat from Fernie, Alberta. I like mountain biking and skiing there. Or I used to like skiing. I don't ski anymore, but I do bike. I do mountain bike. So, but
Impressive man, this guy.
I do mountain bike, but I have an e-mountain bike. I have a really nice e-mountain bike. But it's so I can keep up with my wife.
Oh,
She just was blowing me right off the trails. I couldn't keep up with her getting back to the car 10 to 20 minutes after her doing the same trail. So I got an e-bike and now I can stay with her. But it's great.
well, that's good.
So are we done?
I think so. It's 20 after 3.
Oh yeah, I got to be in Cambridge at 4.
You're going to be in Cambridge at 4.
Yeah, I'm watching the Tour de France with my son-in-law and daughter and my wife. We're fanatics of the Tour de France, and we have a Flow Bikes membership, so we can watch it live or afterwards. But don't tell me who won today. I don't want to know. I want to see it. As
No
the person crosses
spoilers.
the line, but I am looking. This won't happen today, but Mark Cavendish will not win today because they're doing Grand Two twice, which is crazy. How anybody can even do that in a car, I don't know. But Mark Cavendish just won yesterday, his 34th
Okay,
stage. So
You're talking about
nobody knows about
stuff this.
it.
No.
Yeah, sorry. Just check Mark Cavendish. He's amazing.
Even less people like cycling than they do baseball.
I know, but I love cycling.
And I love baseball.
So Sunday I have to watch a baseball game with Josh.
Yep.
I'm doing it because I get deep dish pizza, and it's really good. And I'll put on 5 pounds in one baseball game.
There you go.
So, and I'll love it. So,
All right. Peace out, everyone. We'll
Yeah.
be back next Wednesday.
it's been real talking to nobody. Have a great day.
My friend Brennan was there.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. How do you find it?
Peace.